Hello everybody, Grumpy Vegan Grandad here. This is a new little feature I've decided to do because I sit in my cab and I think and I forget. So I thought, well, why not, instead of like just mooching over things, why not just vlog them? And it's been a really quiet day today. So I thought I would just talk about what I've been thinking about. Now, obviously, the biggest thing for me and my life this week is Veganville. It hit the screens on New Year's Day, and a lot of people have seen it. The trailer alone has had over 10,000 views and on YouTube, so I'll link that down below, by the way. So a lot of people have seen it, and there's been a lot of comments, of course. Lots of good ones, and quite a few idiot, stupid troll ones. Just totally stupid comments, but I'm ignoring those because some people don't comment for the sake of putting an argument or putting their point of view. They do it just to wind people up, and especially so when someone's on the TV. They want someone to get wound up. They want to be able to screenshot something that one of the guys has replied on me and gone, "Fuck you, man," and all this shit. And yeah, you can't bite. You can't bite. The production company told us not to bite, not to reply to comments. One of the comments I did notice, though, is a lot of people in, I think it's episode 1, where it goes to Talking Heads, where it's just us talking on a plain background. And I say about the veganism, it's about health, then the environment, then the animals. Now, a lot of people have took this out of context, because that answer was the answer to what could have been 2 questions, because you questioned all the time during the 3-week period. And the question was, how did you get into veganism? Or how would you talk to people about veganism? Okay, so my transition to veganism started off with health. That's the reason I went plant-based. I started looking at plant-based food. Then I started reading up about the environmental impacts of meat and dairy and the animal agricultural industry. And then eventually that led me on to looking at the treatment of animals. And it was like a journey that just logically went from one to the other. And also my outreach and my debates and my way of talking to people about the possibility of going vegan is people over 40, people my age in the 50s. They've seen footage. A lot of people know what goes on. They're not behind the door when it comes to slaughterhouses and all this stuff. So it's not really an impactful discussion when we talk about animals, because we've been doing it for so long. So I found that with people over the age of 40, the best way in to start a discussion is health. Because once you reach 40 and go into your 50s, the lifetime of eating animal products starts to manifest itself with arthritis, with blood pressure, with obesity. Everything starts manifesting itself after about the age 40. So health is the good way in. And then if that doesn't work, the environment is a good talking point to get people won over. You know, about your grandchildren. What about your grandchildren? You want to save the earth, and you don't want to ruin the planet for you know. And then finally, if that doesn't work, that the animals. Now, that is the reasoning behind that statement. So, of course, people will take it out of context and everything. What other comments have I had? Oh, the one about me banning bacon, right, in the house. I think it's episode 2, and I'm having a conversation with my son on the phone. And I said, right, I'm going to ban bacon when I get home, right? So they filmed this, and my son said, oh, no, you're not. And I said, well, we'll talk about it when I get home. And then I said, I'm only joking, and started laughing, but they didn't put that bit in. And people are commenting on that. Oh, he's going to ban bacon. What a fucking vegan, ramming it down people's throats. Oh, fuck off. That's the trouble with editing and with this sort of thing, is that some of the edits can really play with the message. It puts things out of context and makes it seem as though I'm saying something I'm not. But everything I said on that programme was honest and truthful. So, yeah, that's Veganville. It's on BBC One next Tuesday, by the way. And another thing I've been thinking about as well, and this is a very emotive subject, but it's something I was thinking about today. I've seen someone going on Facebook about trying to ban halal slaughter because it's so cruel. And it got me thinking. Now, this is just a thought, right? This isn't my view. I'm not saying this is what it's about. It's just a way of thinking, because a little bit of my past, I was racist. I had racist views when I was young. It was instilled in us. A lot of Asian people, Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi people came over to work in the cotton mills in the 30s, 40s and 50s. We invited them over. And we, as young kids from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old, were indoctrinated with facts like they're coming over here taking our jobs, they're dirty, they're horrible, they're scruffy. Yeah, we were basically brainwashed into racism. And I remember a couple of incidents when I started coming out of this way of thinking, because I couldn't think like that. It didn't sit right with me. Even though I joined in with it, there's something about it didn't sit right. And then when I got to about 15, 16 years old, a few incidents that have stuck in my mind, I can close my eyes now and see them as plain as day. And one was when we was walking through a highly populated Asian area, and there was an old Asian guy walking through. To those of you in America or any other countries, Asian means Pakistani, Bangladeshi, or Indian in the UK. That's what we term as Asians. And there was this old Asian guy. He must have been about 70 years old. And one of the lads I was with poured a bottle of milk over him, chucked it in his face, and it made me sick to the stomach. It made me sick to the stomach. And then a bit later, I was walking down the road in my local town, and one of my mates, or someone I knew, jumped out from behind a wall and punched this young Asian lad in the nose and busted his nose. He was only on his way to work. And that sat with me for a long time. So, yeah, it's a bit like meat eating, really. It's indoctrinated. We taught this behaviour. You're not naturally racist. You don't see black and brown people as lesser than you or wrong or you know, naturally. It's taught. And then on Facebook and in other platforms, people sort of use this, what can I call it, stealth racism. There was one guy I used to read his stuff on Facebook, and he used to say things like, I've blocked him now, he's a dick, and he used to say things like, hasn't such an area gone downhill lately, if you know what I mean. And what he meant was, these areas were mainly populated by Asians. And what he'd say was, this area has gone downhill over the last 20 years, have you not noticed? Which was saying, it's because of these people this area has gone down. So it's like a stealth racism. And this leads me on to, is calling for halal slaughter to be banned, has it got racial undertones? Are people really asking for it to be banned because it's cruel? Or are they asking it to be banned because it's phobic against Islam? It's a Muslim thing. Because if you found halal slaughter cruel, then you should find Western slaughter cruel. Because most of the time, stunning doesn't work, and the flow through, the workload that these slaughterhouses have to get through, they haven't got time to keep going back and stunning. They just get on with it. And there's actual facts there. I'll try and find the links after and post them, but there's actual research been done that a lot of animals aren't stunned when they get slaughtered, when they get the knife slashed across the throat. So that's cruel. So why are you trying to ban one kind of slaughter and not trying to ban the other when they're both as bad as each other? Do you see where I'm getting at? So that's a thought for you guys to think about, and put your comments below. See what you think. But this is going to be a little regular feature for me. Anything pops up in my head, I'm just going to put it out there and see what y'all think. Do I make sense, or am I talking absolute bollocks? Who knows? Grumpy Vegan Grandad, signing out.